Democratic? Yes. They have monthly meetings, nominate and endorse local candidates, recruit and manage precinct committee officers, and pass resolutions and campaign for local candidates. Yes. Now, for each of the sheriffs in the individual counties, yes. How many of you elected to office as sheriffs have any knowledge of the misprision of felony or misprision of treason? Sheriff. You know, there's a possibility, yes, that I'm going to be given the authority of law to completely dismantle all of the legislative districts. What do you not understand about when you fill this out? The PCO declaration of candidacy form, yes. Precinct candidate officer, yes. Read, sign, and date to oath. Your declaration of candidacy won't be approved without your signature, yes. Now, when filing, enter office name and any position or district number defining the office for which you will be a candidate. Enter your name and address exactly as it appears on your voter registration. Print your name exactly as you want it to appear on the ballot. Enter Democrat for your party preference. Yes. Now, there's only two party preferences available. I think as a state, you have to allow for more than two party preferences. Because all of these PCOs, yes, in every party of this state, in every state of the United States, they all have to be able to be elected to office to represent the individual parties other than Democrats and Republicans. Now, read, sign, and date the oath. Your declaration of candidacy won't be approved without your signature. Yes. Now, I'm just wanting to know how it's possible, right, that the legislature finds that an elected county prosecuting attorney functions both as a state officer in pursuance of criminal cases on behalf of the state of Washington, yes, and as a county officer who acts as civil counsel for the county, provides services to school districts and lesser taxing districts by statute, yes. Now there's Mr. Hawes, that was the prosecuting attorney, yes, that said I was in Brennan, Washington on June 16th of 2017. Well, it looks like you have twice as much liability. One as a state officer in pursuing criminal cases. That's a little different liability than the county officer. Now, when you said I was here and I wasn't, there wasn't an email from the police. And then I wasn't cyber stalking, right? Harassing, intimidating, tormenting, or embarrassing anybody, yes. But when you refuse to admit the evidence, right, you open the door for mental health evaluations, right? You probably have some a good reason why you did this, yes. It wasn't so that you could get paid for a show or to take my assets or in some way make me look like I'm crazy when I'm not, yes. See, DMHP evaluation. An evaluation by a designated crisis responder, former DMHP, is needed if he is not ordered into competency restoration treatment. Now, competency restoration treatment, yes. You can see the problem of the state of Washington employing prosecuting attorneys, yes, that are officers of the state of Washington, and they are officers of the county, yes. They're a county officer. Now, when you said, well, I should be evaluated, even though they dismissed the case for incompetence, and you refused to remove the fraud of the case itself, yes. We looked at yesterday this whole idea of one of my relatives. Now, it looks to me like the DMHP, otherwise known as Designated Crisis Responders, yes, could go to court and say, well, we'd like to have Paul Yeah. What'd you do? You decided to make up the false allegation of crime, so that you could have me admitted into a mental facility against my will. And you're still enforcing the community forensic evaluation competency reports? Yes. Because when you dismissed the case, it didn't nullify the state's want to do an evaluation. Ooh. Now, when are you going to remove your felony? Could you get the oaths of those and their bonds? Yeah. Every county officer, before entering upon the duties of his or her office, shall file his or her oath of office in the office of the county auditor. Yes. Now, his or her official bond in the office of the county clerk. Mhm. Provided, and this is in capital letters for those that have a difficult time understanding. In fact, I think it's unnecessarily capitalized. See, when you write a law called RCW 36.16.060, yes, the 666 law, this law implies that the individual that's elected to office, yes, doesn't really understand why they're there. That the official bond of the county clerk, after being recorded by the county auditor, shall be filed in the office of the county treasurer. Now, oaths and bonds of deputies shall be filed in the offices in which the oaths and bonds of their principals are required to be filed. Yes. Now, provided. Yes. I noticed this word is capitalized in a couple different laws. And I just wanted to know, of the acronym family, what does that actually mean? Does it mean P, right, United Nations victory? O, Dad. I, Dad. What individual wanted to know every oath and every bond of every county? Yes, because there's this idea, yes, that for all the precincts that are liable for the actions of their candidates because of their fiduciary obligation, yes, when I sue for the actual bonds of each of you, boop, um, that I'm provided. I noticed that it was capitalized in another law. What's provided? Washington State chiefs of police. See, there's a lot of provided, capitalized. Who was it that had to know what was being provided? And why was it so important that you had to provide? See, the thought is that, well, we just have to prove all this money. No, why is it provided? Somebody has to know what's provided right now. Sheriff, why do you have to know what's provided? The provision, yes. The taxation, yes. That you can actually take money unnecessarily or without the laws of the United States being enforced, yes. That we just have to pay for you to be in office, yes. No, no. Oh, oh, provided, provide. You know, it's here someplace. Where did it go? Provided, provided, provided that you write written or oral reports of child abuse and neglect. Yes. As I see it, my sons are kidnapped and they're in wrong grades. Yes. Provided that you do your duty and you write written complaints of violating of criminal laws. Yes. Provided that if you have any knowledge, yes, that you will absolutely make a report of it, mandatory reporters, Child Protective Services. Is there some reason why I have not? We didn't do your duty. Give me your bond, Sheriff.